The following is a study guide for the Activity Coordinator Fall Prevention Certification exam, and while not every question is specifically stated in this guide, all the information covered in this exam is discussed and explained. In other words, you must have a good understanding of the information presented because I will not simply teach the test. So, if you're ready, let's get started. Hi, I'm DeLoriea, former National Director of Activity and Exercise for one of the largest senior care corporations in the United States, an international master and senior fitness instructor certified in 80 countries around the world. Upon graduation from DeLoriea University with a degree in psychology, I went to work at Western Carolina Center in Morganton, North Carolina, working with some of the most severely and profoundly handicapped children that you can imagine. It was a unique experience to watch these babies develop through their different stages. According to the Children's Vision Information Network, newborns all have the tools necessary to see, but they have to learn to use these tools. Eyesight begins to develop at birth. Babies spend a lot of their awake hours learning how to see, developing their ability to focus, team their eye movements, recognize depth, develop eye-hand coordination, and it's at this time in their development that they begin to learn to make spatial judgments. When they're born, babies see in black and white, with some shades of gray. Because newborns can only focus on things 8 to 12 inches away from their eyes, most of their vision is blurred. Babies first learn to focus their eyes by looking at faces and then gradually move out to bright objects of interest brought near to them. This means that a newborn's world of interest is only about 12 inches in any direction. But by 8 to 12 weeks, they should start to follow people or moving objects with their eyes. At first, infants have to move their whole head to move their eyes. But by 2 to 4 months, they should start to move their eyes independently with much less head movement. As babies learn to push themselves up, roll over, sit, and scoot, eye-body coordination develops as they learn to control their own movements. Likewise, 4 to 6-month-old babies become quite skillful with their eye-hand coordination. They're able to direct a bottle into their mouth or grasp at objects. Beside their eyesight, their hands become their most important tool. They reach for almost everything they see. Spatial and dimensional awareness continue to improve as baby learns to aim accurately when reaching for objects of interest. They refine their eye teaming, that's working both eyes together, and focusing skills as they learn to look quickly and accurately between near and far distances. Nearly all babies do the same thing with the objects they grasp. They either put objects in their mouth or they shake them. In my opinion, these two behaviors are essential to develop and survive. While the reasons for putting things in their mouth is obvious, let's take a better look at the behavior of shaking objects. It's through shaking objects that babies develop proprioception and strength, which develops into balance. Proprioceptors are sensors that are responsible for the messages sent to warn the brain that you're tipping or you're losing balance. And you have millions upon millions of them all over and packed inside your body. The way these work is quite simple to explain. If each of the millions of proprioceptors had a black marker and they reported their location to the brain every time the body moved in any way by placing a black dot on a white board in the brain, you'd have a perfect three-dimensional image of yourself in dots moving around in your brain. Your brain could see where the body's legs and hands, fingers, and toes were at all times, and it could do this in relationship to the ground or as the body moves through the air or space, as we say. This is perfectly demonstrated in the following video. Just look at what a miracle you are. As we age, and due in large part to disease, lack of exercise, and a lifetime of injuries, the markers we gave the proprioceptors begin to dry up, and the dots never show up on the brain's whiteboard. Now the brain isn't quite so sure of what it's seeing, and the elderly person loses confidence and begins to live in fear of falling. If proprioceptors send late and faulty information, which presents an image of dots to the brain that's confusing, so the elderly person regresses further into a deeper state of helplessness and fear. With exercise, however, we can reverse some of the effects of aging. We can thicken bones, strengthen muscles, develop better communication paths known as neuropathways between muscles and the brain, bolster the immune system, and even slow the onset of dementia. As elderly people feel more confident and vital, they're bound to have a better night's sleep and perhaps even dream nicer dreams. Exercise is a powerful medicine.